Coming on to the topic of fear, it's either fear or, if you look at the spectrum of emotions or negative emotion that always cause an hindrance in an individual's journey towards growth, it's either fear of failure, fear or shame, or on the other extreme, it would be perfectionism, right? So these two are very common in every human being when they're trying to move forward in their life. How do you help individuals to overcome these two, fear or perfectionism?
Yeah, so perfectionism is super common with high achievers because you sometimes feel like whatever you put out there needs to be good enough and needs to be received well. But the challenge is also you will feel that it's never good enough because you just want everything to be really, really good and perfect before you put out there. But really, if you take a step back and think about it, in reality, there is nothing that can be perfect. I think it's almost an illusion. So I say to my clients, like, lose the illusion. We almost go through an exercise of losing all the illusion, like all the things you tell yourself, and then stepping into the reality of how things are. It's really about losing that illusion and giving yourself the permission to take messy action. So I really love that word as
Hmm.
well, messy action. And that's something I keep reminding them of because you are taking action still, you are making progress, but it can just seem a little messy. But that's how it is supposed to be. It cannot be perfect the first time you do it.
That's a good way of looking at, changing, reframing our understanding and our belief of what perfection is. And how would you talk to someone who is filled with fear?
Yeah, so to help people overcome the fear, I actually use NLP tools in order to do that because I know that no amount of motivational videos or like reading books is going to help you really overcome your deep rooted fears. It could be a way to maybe boost your confidence a bit. But those are just band aid solutions and not going to address the root of where it's coming from. So in NLP, we kind of go deeper and understand where these fears come from. What is the root of it? Because it usually comes from a story, a memory, or an experience that you had, and you started believing something about who you are and what you're capable of doing. So we really unpack that experience and then with self awareness, with you being that super conscious creator of your life, we try to see how do you want to change that story and change that experience and move forward and understand what are the beliefs that you need to start doing in order to elevate your success and move forward in life because you don't want your past experiences or your past self to keep dictating how you live your life today. You want to look at your future self, where you want to go, and use that to change the reality that you have right now in your life.
Actually, I want to add point at fear, and how I look at fear and perfectionism is I try to replace fear and perfectionism with curiosity and progress. So when you say perfectionism, it's full stop, but progress is comma. That helps them to say, okay, what's the next step, rather than is this done or not. And when it comes to fear, and change that word to curiosity or experiment. Okay, take it as experiment. What's your fear? Complete that sentence. Come down to what will others say, or what will I go through this crisis, and what. So once we have those list of what ifs, we circle all the ones that are in our hands and cancel the one that are not in our hands. Like, for example, somebody's perspective, that's not in our hand, you can't control it. The things that you are in your control, you can either learn about it, or get some help or improve your skill. So that way you're not stuck in the phase of fear.